note also you can say, both the angles being same, the slope will be same. Slope is called the gradient. Slope is called tangent. When you see for trigonometry, you will find it as tangent. So that way you find that slope being same, the velocity, the acceleration being same. Here it is the acceleration because it is a positive side. As a positive side, why? The angle is from right to left, it is turning on the anti-clockwise direction. So angle value being anti-clockwise direction is taken as positive angle. So that way it is also positive. Moreover, the diagram and the graph and everything is on the positive side of it. Positive side, that means it is on the upper side. Both the terms are positive. X is positive, y is positive. So it is positive. Rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. From the acceleration we say the rate of change of velocity with respect to time. So this is the acceleration we will be getting. Now, third thing. From the same, I'm just doing a blank graph then. Just a blank graph. It was. Same as it was. I'm getting it for 10. Say I take the area of this space, what I have just shaded, area. So what is the area occupied? You see the term area under the graph. Area under the graph means from the graph x-axis side the projection should be there. It should not be projected on the y-axis side. It should be projected on the x-axis side. So any graph will be drawn will be on the side of the x-axis. So here it is positive side, so we have written area under the graph. It can be area above the graph also. It can be if it is drawn downside. So the area, that is shaded part here. This shaded part I am saying the area. Let us see what physical quantity it can give us. So area under the graph. So area of a triangle is 1/2 into base into altitude. That is a common formula we know from mathematics. That is geometry, plane geometry. That is half into base into altitude means height. Half is half into, what is the name of the base? Base name is AC. Base name is AC. Multiply with altitude. Altitude is BC. So 1/2 AC value for A to C, that is 5 minus 0. That is 5 minus 0 in second. Multiply with BC. BC is the height or altitude, that is 10 minus 0. That is 10 minus 0, and this unit is meter per second. That is velocity unit. That is velocity unit. So it is meter per second. So what are we getting here? 5 second, 1/2 into 5 second into 10 meter per second. So if we cancel 2 and 10 as 5 and second cancels, it gives us 1/2, 5 second multiply with 10 meter per second. Cancel second and second. Cancel 2 and 10 with 5. You are getting 5, 5 is a 10. 10 meter. Then what is this quantity? 10 is the numeric value. That is magnitude. And what is m? M for meter. Meter is the unit of distance. Meter is the unit of distance here. So this distance is how much is moved. The body moved in 5 seconds at the speed of 2 meter per second. Body moved with its acceleration of 2 meter per second square. At that acceleration, body moves 10 meter. So this distance is saying displacement. Displacement, that is S. By S we show it. So S formula yesterday we got S is equal to V into T. S is equal to V into T. V was 2 meter per second. T was 5 seconds. So that way it was 10 meter. So here it is, since it is accelerated motion is not V is equal to, S is equal to V into T. Accelerated motion, V is equal to U plus AT, initial velocity plus acceleration into time. Since initial velocity was 0, its starting velocity was 0, so acceleration into time. So what the value of acceleration we got in the last derivation? It was 2 meter per second square. Multiply with how much time that body traveled? 5 seconds. So 2 meter per second square into 5 seconds will get you 10 meter movement. That means this supports the law of physics as well as the mathematical structure of this graph, saying half base into altitude gives you the same distance. That means the area covered by the graph of displacement time, graph of velocity time gives you the displacement. That means that much distance it has traveled during that period of time. Similarly, if it is different kind of structure, maybe in your textbook downside and upside there is a diagram. Mind, it is not necessary that graph line will always give you a triangle. It may be a rectangle if it is uniformly moving. It may be a trapezium if it is acceleration, uniform and retardation. It will be a trapezium also. So formula for trapezium, formula for triangle and formula for rectangle you must learn. That is a geometrical formula. Simple geometry. Rectangle formation of the area will find by length into breadth. Triangle find by half into base into altitude. Had this been a trapezium will have two unparalleled sides of a quadrilateral with two parallel sides. Here height is same. For this area here in the formula is half into sum of the parallel sides into altitude. That is the formula. Sum of parallel sides, this two parallel sides up and down, the sum of these two sides means bigger side plus smaller side by 2 into the height of this will get you the area of trapezium. That also will give you the displacement. So your example there in your textbook is showing that it can be positive, it can be negative, it can be 0. So velocity time graph can give you the displacement value. If it is a rectangle or if it is a square, that gives you a uniform velocity, and that time it will give the area of a rectangle or square will give you the displacement, how it makes in that stipulated period of time, because there the acceleration is 0. There the acceleration part is 0, so it will be S is equal to V into T. S is equal to V into T. Displacement is equal to velocity into time, because acceleration is not there. In case the body moves parallel to the graph moves parallel to the time axis. Graph moves parallel to the time axis. So it is uniform velocity. And uniform velocity, if you cut off from here, what will be the slope? Slope will be 0. Slope will be 0 because it is not touching the x-axis anywhere. The graph line is not touching the x-axis anywhere, the slope is 0. So there is no acceleration. No acceleration stands for uniform velocity. Then, if we find the area of this space, so what will be the area? That is length into breadth. Ordinary general formula for diagram, length into breadth. Length you take AC multiply with the breadth you take here, say PC. So what will be the length? Length is time. And what is the PC height? That is the breadth. What it is? It is velocity. So velocity into time is equal to, velocity into time is equal to displacement for accelerated motion, means uniform velocity. So that way also you can get the support of that. But do apply rule of geometry for finding out the area to get the value for its displacement in the graphical questions. But for numericals done in physics, you will apply the formula for physics from equation of motion, but here you will apply only this kind of rule. Okay.